Welcome to the Home Downsizing Show. My name is Ben Souchek, your host and the owner and founder of Home Downsizing Solutions. With the Home Downsizing Show, I want to provide you the information and resources to make the downsizing of your house stress and hassle-free. So sit back and enjoy the show. Thank you for joining us. Hello, and welcome to this episode of the Home Downsizing Show. This is Ben Souchek, Mr. Home Downsizing, and the host of your show. Today, today's show is sponsored by Home Downsizing Solutions, the company that specializes in assisting seniors and their families transition to a new smaller home, apartment, or other senior living arrangement in the easiest and most stress-free, hassle-free way by buying a house direct from the seller. And today, I'd like to discuss a little bit about the subject of aging in place. With the real estate market the way it is, and with interest rates going up and looking like they're going to continue to climb and go up, maybe it's a good time to sell a house if you want or need to. Maybe it's a good time to stay in your house that you have had for some time. It's been shown that a lot of people, and I think I would be in this category as well, want to stay in their house as long as possible versus moving to some type of senior living if they can avoid that. But at some point, I'm sure most of us will want or need to do that. But if you are looking at staying in your home as long as possible, I wanted to discuss a little bit about that here this morning on today's show. The benefits, or some of the benefits, of aging in place or staying in your own home is, of course, it allows you to remain and feel more independent than if you were moving into an apartment community or other senior community where there's a lot more people around them. If you like your neighbors and like your community, it lets you stay engaged in your local community. And probably one of the big things is with the cost of apartments and other types of senior living arrangements, staying in your own house might be much more affordable than if you were to sell your house and move. Also, if a person is if you've been in your house for years, maybe decades, 20, 30, 40 years, which I run into some people that they have, many people that we work with have been in their house for literally decades. And I'd probably be the same way in that I'm just comfortable in my own house. So I would prefer, a lot of people would prefer not to move, and they're just more comfortable where they've been for years or even decades. And of course, there are services that can help you stay in your own house if that's what you'd like to do. It's really just the feeling of being at home and in a familiar place where people are already comfortable with. So those are really some of the benefits of staying in your own home and aging in place. The other items is, the other thing to think about is the disadvantages of maybe staying in your own house. Probably the biggest thing, one of the things that I hear most is the reasons that people are thinking about selling their house if they've been in it a long time, is that the maintenance and repairs have just become more difficult and too much to handle. And so they prefer not to worry about things like lawn care and snow removal if that's applicable to where you're at geographically. Also, as we age, if we need to have people coming into the house maybe some people really don't want the strangers routinely coming into the house. And if you're on your own, sometimes health issues can go unnoticed, and some of those things can be neglected, which isn't necessarily a good thing. Also, especially if you've lost a spouse and you're on your own, being on your own and the isolation can become a problem. And so those are some of the things that would be a disadvantage, or things of not being good, of staying in your own house. I worked with one gentleman that was actually in his 90s that was still independent in his house, but once he moved to a independent retirement community, he really enjoyed that, being able to be around other individuals, the social environment, and he actually had a better, more abundant life once he moved. So that's also something to consider with that, especially if you're on your own at this point. Sometimes aging in place can just improve your quality of life, which of course can improve your physical health. And so it just depends on what your current needs and current desires are, and really looking into the options of what may be best and what's available for you. Like I said, staying in your house, some of the biggest things that I've run into are people talking about, or people not wanting to be responsible for the repairs and maintenance of their own home going forward. And so just to know that there are services out there that can perform some of those maintenance issues for you. They can perform taking care of your lawn care, doing some of those things, so that you don't have to worry about those chores if you don't want to. Also, another service that Home Downsizing Solutions is considering implementing is being able to buy your house, but then you could stay in the house as long as you would like to by renting it back from the company. And what that will do is, for you, the current homeowner, is it will transfer the issues of maintenance, repairs, and those items to the company, so that they will take care of those things, so that you can enjoy your home just as you always have, and have the comfort of the home that you're familiar with. But Home Downsizing Solutions will take care of any maintenance issues and any repairs, things like that, for as long as you want to stay in the house. So that might be another option that would be available to you that might not have been a consideration before. So if you have any questions about that, again, this is really a brand new program that they are just starting to make available to people in select markets. But if you have questions, call our office at toll-free 855-291-5005. Again, that's 855-291-5005. Or just go to homedownsizing-solutions.com. If you would like a free copy of my new book, Home Downsizing Secrets, just go to homedownsizing-secrets.com, or again, just call the office, and we'd be happy to send one of those out. So if we can assist in anything with home downsizing or aging in place, just give us a call at 855-291-5005, and we'd be happy to assist you at this time. If you'd like today's show, please let us know that too. We want to be of value to you, our listeners. And if you have topics, something that you'd like us to cover, please call my office as well. And we want to be of value to you, our listeners. So thank you for listening to this episode of the Home Downsizing Show, and look forward to seeing you next week. Thank you very much. Thank you for listening to this episode of the Home Downsizing Show. For additional information and resources on home downsizing, just go to homedownsizing.blueprint.com. That's homedownsizing.blueprint.com. Or if you're ready to sell your house and downsize, just go to homedownsizing That's homedownsizing And if you have ideas to improve our show or topics that you'd like us to cover, or have any questions that we can answer, just call our office toll free 855-291-5005. That's 855-291-5005. Thank you.